So, making 3 beats every day in FL Studio for the next year. Day 1. Not off to a great start. First of all, there's not going to be any audio of the beats in this video, which it's probably a good thing. But my screen recorder decided that, first of all, it was going to have a really weird echoing noise, inexplicably, after several tests. It just kind of happened and wouldn't go away, and then it just wasn't saving the recordings at all. And then I got a new screen recorder that evidently doesn't record audio, and that's really frustrating. As well as that, it seems that my skills on Garageband are not transferring to FL Studio in the slightest. There are so many more buttons, things are a lot more complicated, a lot more difficult to use. Just getting the samples on here was an absolute headache. The stock drum sounds are terrible. I definitely need to get some new ones. I watched a few beginners tutorials as well as made some beats of my own just in practice of this, but it's still not working. I tried to keep things basic for day 1, just a sample and drums, while getting in the habit of keeping things organized and keeping everything in different patterns, as well as staying organized and color-coded. It's definitely a lot to take in. It's a lot that I'm going to have to do differently. As well as that, I did try to lay down some MIDI on the final beat, but it did not sound very good at all. So at least until I can get at least some of my head wrapped around God, how to make a bass line, I'm just gonna keep it to samples. I'm gonna be getting my samples on Looperman just to start out. Again, this is from the ground up. This is how I'm doing it. I'm really frustrated. These were as basic and as terrible as these beats are, they were still really frustrating to make. I'm still, considering myself a beginner would be an understatement at this point. But I'm back at it tomorrow. I'm not going to get discouraged. And yeah, this first beat, I used a Drake sample. Nah, I'm not going to talk about the beats. If you're at all interested in my process making these, it's pretty straightforward. I usually pick the sample beforehand and just throw that down. I do like how easy it is in FL Studio to audition the drum sounds over the sample. That's definitely a plus. As well as the channel rack for programming drums makes things very easy. It is a little bit daunting just seeing so many buttons there in a row and having to kind of guess which one is for which beat. I know I can count them, but when you're at, like, I don't know, beat number 36, like you can't count like that. You know, that's too much going on in your head. But yeah, like I said, you should consider yourself lucky that you don't actually have to hear any of these beats, and instead you get some relaxing, royalty-free lounge music in the background. And I'll be back at it tomorrow, so hopefully things go better. I'm definitely going to be spending tonight watching some more tutorials on YouTube. God, this is definitely a lot harder than I expected. I really thought my skills would translate. But this is what I want to do, this is what I've chosen to do, and this is what I'm going to do. So this is just the beginning. I know things are going to get easier. Anyway, if you for some reason enjoyed the video, or you're just interested in this series, subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a like, leave a comment, and stay tuned for more. I'll see you next time.